So this is going to be part 2 of my entire Blu-ray collection. As you can see today we're going to be looking at this bookcase, which is mostly, I think, boutique stuff, and then further down is the rest of the A to Z. So we're going to start off up here with the premium collection, but first of all we'll have a look, see what's up the top. There's a couple of DVDs there. We have, first off, because you can't see it, Young Sherlock Holmes, really cool 80s movie. Used to love watching that as a kid. Then we have, The Lost World and Cracking the World, The Postman, The Dawn of the Dead collection, Night of the Big Heat, and I Saw the Devil, which is unbelievably brutal. So if we come down to here, we've got 2010, the year we made contact. Bad Day at Black Rock, incredible movie from the late 50s, early 60s with Spencer Tracy. Blow. Then we've got Clash of the Titans, which is the 1983 or 1981 version with the Ray Harryhausen stop motion. Dolores Claiborne, Excalibur, Forbidden Planet. I'm going to go handheld for this. Forbidden Planet, Ghost, The Golden Child, Robert Wise's The Haunting, The Hidden, The Hunger, Judgment Night, King Kong, Krull, Logan's Run, The Marathon Man, Mr. Nice Guy, which is the Jackie Chan movie, if I can get it out. Yeah, it's the Jackie Chan movie with the extended original cut, not the horrendous Miramax cut. I think it was Miramax. Then we've got Outland. I love Outland. It's such a good film. Pet Sematary, The Phantom, Pretty in Pink, the original version of The Thing, which is The Thing from Another World. Then we've got Trading Places, Village of the Damned, and the Yakuza. Next to that, we have the Second Sight's release of Flight of the Navigator, then the recent Radiance release for Planet of the Vampires, Arrow's Graveyards of Honor, which has the Graveyard of Honor original from Kinji Fukasaku, and then the Takeshi Miike remake, the complete Sartana box set, which is I can't remember how many films it is, maybe 6 films or 5 films, spaghetti westerns. And then next to that we've got the Vincent Price 6 Gothic Tales collection, which has Fall of the House of Usher, The Pit and the Pendulum, Tales of Terror, The Raven, The Haunted Palace, and the Tombs. The Tomb of Ligeia, or Ligeia. I don't know, I think it's Ligeia, I'm not sure. But these are the Roger Corman movies that were produced in the 60s with Vincent Price. And then we got Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, Waterworld, and then the MGM. I believe this is it Full Moon? It's Charles Band's stuff. So he's got the Dungeon Master, Dolls, Cellar Dweller, Arena, and Robot Jocks. Coming down to the next one, we've got at the top, we got Open Range, great Kevin Costner Western. Then Battle Royale, which was one of the first foreign language movies I ever saw, and it's incredible. Then we have this weird oddity from the 1980s called Biggles Adventures in Time, and then Demons, which was produced by Dario Argento, but I think it was directed by Lamberto Bava. That is just the slipcase, as the I do believe the disc, well, the box is on the shelf here. Yes, it's right there. Then we have Interview with the Vampire, We Still Kill the Old Way, VFW, great movie, worth picking this up if you can find it cheap. I think this was $3.99 or $4.99 on Amazon when I picked it up. And then we have the Van Damme collection, which has 3 movies. Has AWOL, Death Warrant, and Black Eagle. Out of the 3, I'd say probably Death Warrant was the best. Then up next we have Hackers, Ronin, the Monster Squad, which is a German Blu-ray release from Wicked Vision. Then there's Ronin and The Fly. And then we have Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, as I said. I also have the UK release as well as the American release. The disc's not in here at the moment because it's currently sat in my PlayStation. So I watched it the other night. Black Moon Rising, Tremors, and The Wraith. Oops, that is a Simpsons DVD. And then we have The Wraith. Really cool movie. I have this on DVD, actually. I have, again, I think it's a German DVD. Super fun movie. Charlie Sheen and Randy Quaid and Nick Cassavetes, Sheridan Fenn. Really good. Lots of fun. Really good release as well by Lionsgate on their Vestron sub-label, I think it is. So then we get to the Arrow releases. So then we start off with... And I do have some other ones, which aren't on here because I've had to put other things in. We have Blowout. Boondock Saints. Now, I absolutely adore the Boondock Saints. I think it's a great movie. I think it was unfairly bashed when it came out. I loved it the moment I saw it. I think Willem Dafoe's performance is massively insane and over the top, but works wonders. Billy Connolly's fantastic. Norman Reedus doing a pre-Daryl Dixon, and Sean Patrick Flannery, all really good. Then we have the Bride of Reanimator. Brute Force, The Burbs from Joe Dante, great movie, Tom Hanks. The Car, again, that's really fun. Carrie, which is sealed. I thought that was a slipcase, but clearly wasn't. Kofi, The Crazies, George Romero's The Crazies, next to George Romero's Day of the Dead. Then we have Demons, there's the thing. DEFCON 4, really fun little, like, low-budget end of the world movie from, like, 1984, I think it was. A lot of fun. Then we've got Dune, David Lynch's Dune. I've seen that about 3 times. Love that movie. Still haven't watched the Denis Villeneuve version, but we'll do one day. Dress to Kill by Brian De Palma, brilliant movie. Foxy Brown, The Fury, another fantastic, underrated Brian De Palma movie with a really, really good John Williams score in that. Wes Craven's The Hills Have Eyes. Then we have House, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, In the Aftermath, Killer Clowns from Outer Space, George Romero's Night Riders, good movie. And then Toby Hooper's Life Force, which has everything, including the kitchen sink in that movie. It's bonkers. William Lustig's Maniac Cop. It's all right. I think it's overrated as a cult movie. It's all right. Then we have another great Joe Dante movie with Matinee starring John Goodman. Miracle Mile, unbelievably good film. If you've never seen Miracle Mile, I highly recommend checking it out. The Naked City, Nightbreed, hugely overrated movie. So unbelievably overrated. Everybody raves about Nightbreed. If I can get it out. I hear so many people raving about this movie. I've seen it a couple of times. It's okay. It's not as good as people make it out to be. Same as the Hellraiser movies. Night the Comet, again, really good, fun 80s sort of end of the world zombie movie type of dealy. This has just been re-released, I think, by 88 Films on 4K, but I really like this Arrow release. I really like the original poster art on there as well. Then we've got Wes Craven's People Under the Stairs, The Phantom of the Paradise, which I love. Way more than Rocky Horror Picture Show, then Phantasm. I'm not a huge Phantasm fan. I mean, I quite enjoyed the first one. It's okay. And then Pit Stop, as I've mentioned before. The Quiet Earth. I almost bought the Umbrella Entertainment release the other day because I really like the artwork. And I didn't want to just spend money on a film that I already have just because of the artwork. Then we've got David Cronenberg's Rabid. I was going to buy Shivers, but I think it went out of print, so I couldn't get it. Rima Williams, The Adventure Begins. I have owned this since it got released, and I've never seen it. But the reason I haven't got rid of it is because I plan to watch it one day. Rollerball. Rollerball's boring. For a dystopian 70s, like, science fiction movie about a brutal sport, it's quite dull. Runaway Train, on the other hand, is great. Good movie. The Stuff. Michael Mann's Thief, which is one of the best neo-noir like crime thrillers you can ever see. It's a great movie. Time Bandits, good movie. I know that Apple have just done a TV version of this, which is, I think they released a trailer today or yesterday. Then we have RoboCop. Then we have The Thing. Then we have Who Dares Wins, a terrible 80s SAS movie starring oh god, what's his name? What's his name? Lewis Collins. Yeah, it's not good. To Live and Die in LA. If you're going to watch To Live and Die in LA, watch it in a double bill with Thief, because they're both kind of similar movies, but whereas Thief is kind of neo-noir-y, To Live and Die in LA has that sort of mid-80s, like sunburnt. I don't know how to describe it, but it's great. William Friedkin directed this, and it's a great movie. Vamp, which Quentin Tarantino freely explained that he essentially stole the plot for From Dusk Till Dawn. Versus. Now, I remember watching Versus when it first got released on DVD via Tartan Asia Extreme in the early 2000s. And at the time, I thought it was amazing and so good. And then I watched it when I bought the Blu-ray about 2 months ago. And the film does not hold up in the slightest. It's actually very amateur. Videodrome, great David Cronenberg movie with James Woods. Then you've got The Wild Geese. Love Wild Geese. Who doesn't love watching 70-year-old men pretend to be commandos? It's so good. Roger Moore, Richard Burton, Richard Harris. Great movie. Lots of fun if you don't take it too seriously. Zardos. Zardos is massively underrated in my opinion. Zardos is crazy but also awesome, and Sean Connery is a badass in that movie, even if he does wear a red nappy. And then Lucio Fulci's Zombie Flesh Eaters. It's alright. Then we have, what do we have as the Loosey Gooseys? I'm going to have to kneel down. Oh, we have, Teen Wolf 1 and 2, Cargo, Schindler's List, the 4K Dog Soldiers, Shin Godzilla, and then we have Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends, which are the recent ones. Then we have Innocent Blood, good movie. Brightburn, Superman origin, but he's a villain. Jim Carrey's The Mask. I bought this not like for really, really cheap. It was like an extra £3, I think it was. Oh shit! If you bought something, you know, when you buy anything at full price at HMV, you can get a movie for like cheap. So I haven't seen The Mask since maybe the mid-90s, and I really wanted to check it out, so I picked it up, and so far it's just sat on my shelf. Then we've had Deadpool, The Earth Dies Screaming. Absolutely adore The Earth Dies Screaming. Same with Damnation Alley. Hudson Hawk. The more I watch Hudson Hawk, the more I realise it is genius. Even if it is an awful movie, it's still a lot of fun. And then Wanted Dead or Alive. So then we have the Ronin Arrow release there, and then the just the regular old Mad Max collection, and the Nightmare on Elm Street collection. And then we have Toy Story 1, 2, and 3, and the James Bond collection, which you've seen. Coming down, we've got the 101 Films collection with Class of 1984, Existence, Hell Night, Screamers, and Spookies. These are the black labels. Then we've got, in just the regular red label, we have A Boy and His Dog. Really good post-apocalyptic movie. More of a comedy, though, from 1975. Alien Nation. It's alright. Basketball, one of my top 5 favourite comedies of all time. Love Trey Parker and Matt Stone. I have, as you can see up there, all the South Parks. Then we have FX, The Complete Collection. Great movies. Brian Dennehy and Brian Brown. So much fun. Then we have Lords of Flatbush, which is a Sylvester Stallone. And I want to say Yes, Henry Winkler movie. Cherry Falls. Really cool sort of meta slasher movie. Nightmares, it's alright. Into the Night, I still haven't watched it. I apologise. Then we've got Tom Selleck in Runaway, which was directed by Michael Crichton. Space Hunter Adventures in the Forbidden Zone. Fun movie, Stone Cold, a lot of fun, Tarantula. 2-minute warning. Then we've got It, The Terror from Beyond Space. I'm Gonna Get You Sucker, Lord of Illusions, Toy Story, Toy Soldiers, and then Solar Warriors, aka Solar Babies. And that brings us on to the PowerHouse collection with 20 Million Miles to Earth, the Anderson tapes, The Beast Must Die, The Big Heat. The Big Heat is phenomenal. It's like Taken, you know, the Liam Neeson film, but from 1952. Breakout, a lot of fun. That is, I've never seen Breakout until I bought the PowerHouse one. It's a lot of fun. A good Charles Bronson movie. In fact, Bronson's really comical in this, even though he's not supposed to. Even though he's Bronson, he's Charles Bronson. He's a hard bastard. He's actually got really good comic timing in this movie, even though it's not a comedy. It's just quite good. China Syndrome, fantastic film with Jack Lemmon, Jane Seymour, and Michael Douglas. Obviously, Christine by Stephen King and John Carpenter. The Damned, I've talked about The Damned. It's a great movie. Day of the Dolphin, I haven't watched this yet because it's quite a new addition, but looking forward to watching that. Devil in a Blue Dress, great movie. Eyes of Laura Mars. The First Man in the Moon, Force 10 from Navarone. Ghosts of Mars, Grey Lady Down, Gumshoe, Insemnoid, It Came from Beneath the Sea, Mysterious Island, The New Centurions, Night of the Demon, The Odessa File, Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger, Road Games, The Stone Killer, Vampires, and St. Valentine's Day Massacre, mate. Right. Oh, I'm going to sit on the floor. Then here we have, if you can't see that, this one here is Avatar 2. Then we have North by Northwest and The Neverending Story. This one is Johnny 5, number 5 Libbed, or number 5 Libbed, which is Short Circuit. Then we have The Day After, Hunter Killer, and House Bunny. I like Anna Faris, therefore I watch Anna Faris movies. Then that is the what's that one? Is that the? Yeah, that's the one I showed the other day, In the Mouth of Madness. You know, Bird with the Crystal Plumage, wonderful plumage. I Am Legend, Night of the Living Dead, Tokyo Drifter, and Shaft. Those are my 3 Criterion movies. So, onto the Eureka. Not many Eureka, unfortunately, because there's not a huge amount of films on there that I want. So we've got Night of the Creeps, Enemy Mine, Double Indemnity, Jackie Chan's Police Story 1 and 2, Shogun Assassin, Touch of Evil, which is a phenomenal movie, Journey to the Center of the Earth, which is the James Mason film, Silent Runnings, Invasion of the Body Snatchers on the BFI. This is the original 1950s Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I have the 1970s one up there. I also own Body Snatchers, the Abel Ferrara 1990 remake, or 1993 remake, which is quite fun, quite good movie. I've got that on DVD though. Then we have Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Hell or High Water, great movie by Sheridan, whatever his name is, the guy who created Yellowstone. Underwater, fantastic film. Those Who Wish Me Dead, again, another film by the same director as that. Then Jane Silent Bob Strike Back. I know in between Those Who Wish Me Dead and Stephen King's The Stand, I have Jane Silent Bob Strike Back. Then we have the Night of the Living Dead, which is the Optimum release, which was the best version before Criterion released their version. Then we have the remake of Pet Sematary, The Fog, They Live, Escape from New York. Then we have the legendary Godzilla Monsterverse movies with Godzilla 2, King of the Monsters, Kong Skull Island, and Godzilla vs. Kong. Just looking to get Godzilla X Kong Fallen Kingdom next. Then we have the Terminator movies with the 1984 original Terminator, Terminator 2 Judgment Day, which is the latest version, not the 4K, but the standard Blu-ray. And then we have the Judgment Day edition, I think it's called, of T2. Then we've got Terminator 3, Terminator Salvation, Terminator Genesis, which is wank, and then Terminator Dark Fate. And then we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 of the Bourne films with Bourne Identity, Bourne Supremacy, Bourne Ultimatum, Bourne Legacy, and Jason Bourne. Beverly Hills Cop 1, 2, and 3, Conan the Barbarian, and Conan the Destroyer. And then the Evil Dead 2, Ash vs. the Evil Dead Rise, and Army of Darkness, which is in the wrong place. That's supposed to be Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness, Ash vs. Evil Dead. Then we have the John Wick Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3, and Volume 4. And then a Predator section with Predator 1, 2, and The Predator. I also have Predators, which was over there, and Prey, which is the Disney version. I say the Disney version. It's a Fox version, but it was released on Disney Plus in the UK, which I think was on Hulu in America. Then we have Falling Down, Can't Hardly Wait, Fired Up, Firefly, the complete season, or series, In a Valley of Violence, which is a great western, then Tremors 2, Old Boy, American Werewolf in London, which is the Arrow release, and The Faculty, Gone in 60 Seconds, Monty Python's Life of Brian, The Blob, or De Blob, Chalet Girl, which is probably my biggest, what they call it, guilty pleasure. I love Chalet Girl. Then we have The Killers, which is the Lee Marvin version, as opposed to the Burt Lancaster version, which I do have as well, because it's in not in the Alfred Hitchcock box set, it's in the Film Noir collection. So then we have Spider-Man, No Way Home, Reign of Fire, and then Captain America, The Winter Soldier. Bringing it down, we have, what have we got? We've got The Dark Crystal, we've got Dawn of the Dead, the remake, the Zack Snyder film, which is really good. Day After Tomorrow, The Day of the Triffids, which is not good. Fire and Ice, The Day the Earth Caught Fire, The Day the Earth Stood Still, Dead Heat, The Deep, the 20th anniversary edition of Dirty Dancing as opposed to the 30th anniversary. Then we have The Dirty Dozen, Dread, Earth vs. the Flying Saucer, Easy A, End of Watch, Darkman, Enter the Dragon. Oh. Sorry guys, I'm literally sat on my floor and my lighter just fell. Enter the Dragon, Event Horizon, Extreme Prejudice. Then we've got Adjustment Bureau, the Alicia Vikander Tomb Raider, Johnny Handsome, which is a Walter Hill movie with Mickey Rourke, Judge Dredd, and then we've got Kelly's Heroes and Where Eagles Dare on a 2-pack. Both of those movies are incredible. Then John Woo's The Killer, The Breakfast Club, Empire of the Sun, Ragman, aka Trick or Treat, The Omega Man, Kindergarten Cop, which I'm not gonna beat around a bush. Kindergarten Cop is probably my favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. Then next to that we have The Kingdom, very good film directed by Peter Berg and produced by Michael Mann with Jamie Foxx. Good movie. Kubo and the Two Strings, Labyrinth, LA Confidential, These Final Hours. Great movie if you've never seen it. Australian film about the end of the world. Land of the Dead, George Romero's Land of the Dead. Then Robinson Crusoe on Mars, The Last Starfighter, which will be upgraded soon because I had an email from Arrow to say that my 4K is ready to be shipped. And then we have The Last Unicorn. Beautiful movie. Gorgeous animation on this film. It's directed by Rankin and Bass. Yeah, it was directed by Peter S. Beagle. But I think it was Rankin and Bass who did it. Legend of Billie Jean, Leon, The Long Kiss Goodnight, and then we have a 2-pack of The Last Man Standing and The Last Boy Scout. Last Man Standing is awesome, but a little bit boring at points. It is essentially a remake of Yojimbo, the Akira Kurosawa movie. However, The Last Boy Scout is fucking amazing. It is awesome. I love that film. Outside of Die Hard, probably my favourite Bruce Willis movie. Then we've got Heat, Lockdown, Logan's Run, Malone. Oh, Lockdown, by the way. It's a fun movie. It looks a bit cheap now, but John Carpenter sued the makers of that and won because it's a rip-off of Escape from New York. Logan's Run, Malone, Man on Fire, The Man Who Cheated Death, and The Skull. And we have Maximum Risk, The Mechanic 2, or Resurrection, or whatever it's called. The Mist, which is one of my favourite Stephen King adaptations. Moon, and then National Treasure 1 and 2. And then down on this bad boy, we have Shane Black's The Nice Guys, the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street, which I have never watched. The Night of the Creeps, which is the first Blu-ray that I owned. Nobody, great movie. And there we are, Operation Condor. I knew I had it. This is the Miramax release, which is dubbed to fuckery. And it says 107 minutes. And this version is 117 minutes. Yes. So, yeah, that one's shit. Payback, director's cut. Probably my second favourite Mel Gibson movie after Mad Max 2. The straight up edition, director's cut. I think I prefer the theatrical cut. This is a lot more darker than that version. This was where Brian Helgeland was allowed to go back and re-edit his version, and I think it works well, but I think the theatrical version is a lot more fun. Then we've got Paranorman, Platoon, great Oliver Stone movie, Pontypool. Oh my god, Pontypool. If you've never seen Pontypool, it's a zombie movie that's incredible. It's so good. Imagine being a zombie, turning into a zombie, but the virus is words. It's amazing. Point Break. Who doesn't love Point Break? Poltergeist. Who doesn't love Poltergeist? The Driver. Awesome. I've spoken about The Driver multiple times. Then we have Strange Days, Snowpiercer, Commando, get down. The Last of Us, the complete first season. Overlord, great World War II zombie-ish movie. Lone Survivor, the Mummy trilogy, which has a sticker over Brendan Fraser's face because CEX likes to do things like that. Then we have True Grit, which has still got the labels on. I'm surprised at that. I usually take them off. Predestination. Oh my god, this film is so good. It's such a twisty-turny time travel movie, and Ethan Hawke's incredible. Sarah Snook, holy shit, phenomenal performance. And this is by the Spielberg brothers, who made what's that film? Daybreakers, the vampire movie. Very cool movie. The Presidio with Sean Connery and Mark Hamill. There's my other copy of Independence Day. I don't know why it's there. The Professionals, really good Western with Burt Lancaster, Lee Marvin, Robert Ryan, Jack Palance, and who is that? Ralph Bellamy. Sorry, my eyesight's terrible. Good Western. Then we have the original Dolph Lundgren Punisher, followed by the Thomas Jane Punisher. I do not own the Punisher Warzone or the Netflix Punisher series with John Bernthal. This is a decent movie. I think it's better than the Dolph Lundgren version, but I think the best version of the Punisher is John Bernthal. Then we have one of my favourite westerns, The Quick and the Dead, directed by Sam Raimi, starring Sharon Stone, Gene Hackman, Russell Crowe, and Leonardo DiCaprio. Amazing film. Rambo 4, or just Rambo. Probably the most brutal Rambo movie. And then Rambo Last Blood. Cool movie. I really enjoyed this. It's not really a Rambo film until the last, 25 minutes or so. This is more in the vein of Man on Fire, Taken, more revenge movie. Red Belt by David Mamet. I spoke about this quickly in one of the videos where Chiwetel Ejiofor plays a martial arts instructor who ends up, I don't know, it's a weird one. It's definitely worth your time. Anything by David Mamet is worth your time. Red Heat, Walter Hill film again. Red Hill. Now, so Red Hill is an incredible Australian revenge movie. It's got Ryan Kwantan and Steve Bisley from Mad Max, played Goose in Mad Max. This film was directed by the same filmmaker behind this and Expendables 3. They are completely opposite of each other. Patrick Hughes is a very good director. This film will show you that. But all he seems to be doing are these shitty, low-budget... I'm not saying the Hitman's Bodyguard shit. I quite enjoy that. That's why I own it. Mid-budget, bum-ass action movies. But Red Hill is probably his best film. And it's his first film as well. Shout out to Dimitri. Go Dimitri. Dimitri Golovko did the music for this. He's a mate of mine on Facebook. Retroactive with James Belushi and Kylie Travis. Obviously, Patrick Swayze. Roundhouse. Forsaken. Awesome Western. Starring Kiefer Sutherland, Donald Sutherland, Brian Cox, Michael Wincott, and Demi Moore. The very cool thing about this is that 90% of the people in this are from 24, because this film was directed by John Cassar and written by Brad Merman, who are basically the guys responsible for 24. Really good Western as well. Sky Captain and World of Tomorrow. I've spoken about my love of that film. Raw Deal, it is what it is. It's a mid-80s Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. RoboCop trilogy, RoboCop 1, 2, and 3. We got The Rock, Rocky Balboa, Rolling Thunder. Rolling Thunder is a hell of a movie. If you've never seen it, I highly recommend checking it out. It's got Willem Dafoe and Tommy Lee Jones in it. Quentin Tarantino named his production company after this, and it's written by Paul Schrader and directed by John Flynn. Anything directed by John Flynn is always worth your time. Same with Paul Schrader, apart from The Canyons, which is shit. Romancing the Stone. Did not know that this was massively out of print, so that's staying. The Rover, great film, The Rover. It's post-apocalyptic-ish. I say it's more like breakdown of civilization, but it's very good. Robert Pattinson's really good. Guy Pearce is incredible in it. Then we have The Running Man. This is called Saigon, but it also has a different name. I think it's called No Limits. It is a decent movie. I don't know where this copy's from. Subtitles are Norwegian, Danish, Swedish, and Finnish. So I'm assuming this is the... Oh, yeah, it's the Finland. Finnish. Really good, not World War II, Vietnam movie, but it's not technically a war movie. It's more like a detective film. Serenity, probably the last decent thing that Joss Whedon did. Shaun of the Dead, fucking amazing. Shawshank Redemption, also fucking amazing. Shoot and Run, starring John Cena. This is actually 12 Rounds, which has John Cena and... oh shit, what's his name? Adrian What's his name? Adrian Gillen. Or Aidan Gillen, sorry. From Game of Thrones. Then we have Singing in the Rain. One of my favourite classic Hollywood movies. I've watched this God knows how many times. And I love it every time. And then we have, on this last film on this shelf, is Robert Rodriguez's Sin City. This is the recut, re-edited version. I also have the Steelbook DVD of that. There is a gap there because of those there, which are coming up for another movie, well, a video soon. I'm in a very awkward position, so this is going to be awkward. Then we have Road to Perdition, incredible gangster movie directed by Sam Mendes and starring Tom Hanks as an enforcer. Tom Hanks with a machine gun. Who'd have thought it? 1408, the Stephen King movie. Then we have E.T. and the 7-Ups. I think I've shown most of these before. Cliffhanger and Jeff Wayne's War of the Worlds. And then these two here on top are the original release of Robin Hood, which is virtually unwatchable, and Avengers Infinity War. So then we drop down to this shelf. We have Stephen King's Sleepwalkers, Sorcerer, incredible movie, Slumdog Millionaire, Soylent Green, Spaceballs, love Spaceballs. Anything by Mel Brooks is always worth watching. Spawn, the director's cut. Speed, The Bus That Couldn't Slow Down. Striking Distance. Striking Distance, I think a lot of people... Oh, sorry, there's my finger. A lot of critics and really shat on Striking Distance when it came out. I don't know why. It's a good action movie. It's directed by Rowdy Harrington, who also directed Roadhouse. But this opens with an incredible car chase. Highly worth your time if you have a chance to watch it. Let me pop that. Stakeland. Stakeland's great. Post-apocalyptic vampire movie. Then we have Starship Troopers. There's a lot of dust on here. Invaders from Mars, which is not the original one. I have the original one on DVD, Region 1 DVD, which is somewhere, which I'm not sure where. I think it might be in that pile there. This is the Toby Hooper version. It's okay. I don't like it that much. It's alright. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Then we have the Iron Giant. The classic Apollo 13. Really good movie, that. Carlitos Way, man. Benny from the Block. Benny Blanco. Fled. I love Fled. It is Lawrence Fishburne and Stephen Baldwin. Really fun action movie. Mallrats. Kevin Smith's great follow-up to Clerks. I actually prefer Mallrats more than Clerks because I think Mallrats was the first one I saw out of the View Askew movies. Then there's this Stephen King box set, which has Cat's Eyes, Sometimes They Always Come Back, and Silver Bullet. Then we have a film called Stick, starring Burt Reynolds. It's shit. Streets of Fire, Sudden Death, come here, Sunshine, the original Taking a Pelham 1, 2, 3, Robert Shaw, Martin Balsam, Hector Elizondo, and Walter Matthau, but also Jerry Stiller's in this as well. Such a good movie. However, Tony Scott's remake is also pretty good with Denzel and John Travolta. Taxi Driver, incredible film. Taxi Driver. Tenet, V for Vendetta. See how much I paid for that? £3.50. Quite like V for Vendetta. And this is the prequel stroke remake of The Thing. I actually enjoy this, but the ending ruins the ending of... Oh, well, this entire film ruins the ending of John Carpenter's Thing. Because in this, film, they say that the thing cannot replicate non-organic material. So things like fill-ins or piercings and stuff like that. So when you watch the end of John Carpenter's The Thing, and you've got Childs and MacReady in the wreckage of where the explosions happened, Childs has an earring. So if the thing can't replicate non-organic material, then Childs cannot be the thing, which means that MacReady is the thing. Because if he can't replicate non-organic material, then it just proves that Childs is still human, because Childs has an earring. Then we have The Usual Suspects. How much did I pay for that? £3.50. Saints and Sinners. Sinners and Saints, sorry. Sinners and Saints is a cop movie directed by William Kaufman. It stars Johnny Strong, Kevin Phillips, Costas Mandylor, Sean Patrick Flannery, Bas Rutten, Clifford Smith, a.k.a. Method Man, Jürgen Prochnow, Kim Coates, Louis Mandylor, Jolene Blaylock, and Tom Berenger. This has some of the most underrated action sequences, shootouts and stuff. See, raw action in the ganglands of New Orleans. The good thing about William Kaufman movies is that, Jesus Christ, that man knows how to shoot action. He also made another film with Johnny Strong called Daylight's End, I think it is, which was a vampire movie which had Johnny Strong and Lance Henriksen in it. Then we have Interstellar. I understand why people love it. Personally, I don't love it. I watch it out of necessity when it comes to watching hardish science fiction. Same with Denis Villeneuve's Arrival. However, I prefer the Charlie Sheen film Arrival and Contact with Jodie Foster as hardish sci-fi. I just think the ending of this ruins the rest of the movie. Then we have Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, the director's cut. The Region A RoboCop, which is the director's cut. Then we have The Dead from the Ford brothers. This is a really good zombie movie. The second one I wasn't that fussed on, but this is a really good zombie movie. Feels more like the Fulci-esque type of films from the 1970s and 80s. Now, this is the grimmest film I have ever seen. It's called Threads. It was made by the BBC in 1983 and deemed too horrific, I think, to broadcast on television. So I think they put it in theatres. I'm not 100% sure on that, but it is one of the grimmest depictions of post-nuclear fallout you will ever watch. It is horrible. However, it is an incredible film. Thunderbolt and Lightfoot. THX 1138, George Lucas's first movie. The first version I own of the Time Machine, which on Blu-ray. I own the DVD as well. This is the George Powell version. Then we have Face Off, Tombstone, Train to Busan, Unearthly Stranger, Warrior. I'm getting to the end now. The Warriors. Terrible version of that film. However, I love The Warriors in its theatrical format. Watchmen. My second favourite Zack Snyder film after Dawn of the Dead. I think Watchmen is underrated, and the fact that Zack Snyder was the only one who was willing to attempt to adapt Alan Moore's graphic novel to screen. I think he did a fantastic job. Waterworld, Westworld, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, The Wild Bunch, Willow, Wizards by Ralph Bakshi, and the final one here is The World's End, which is covered in dust. So, that is all of these shelves. All the way to the top. So this is the end of part 2. There will be a part 3 of my entire Blu-ray collection. but it will be a very short video because I've only got to do the bit, if you can see where my finger is there, running along there, which has all the Disney films on and my figures. So thanks for watching this one. Thanks for watching the last one. Hope you all have a great weekend. I'm gonna just peace. I'm out. Cheers, guys.